When you were born, you did not arrive with a crowd, you came alone, and when your time is done, you will leave the same way alone. Then why do you think your journey should be dictated by those who neither began with you nor will end with you? The world, it talks too much. It wants to pull you in 100 directions. It tells you what success looks like, how happiness should feel, and what your life should be. But tell me, if you spend all your energy watching others walk their path, who will walk yours? The truth is very simple. Focus on you until you win, because this life, this breath, this moment, it is your soil. If you plant your attention in everyone else's garden, your roots will remain hungry. No tree grows by comparing itself to the next. It simply reaches toward the sun, silently, stubbornly. Before you can win in the world, win over your own mind, win over your restlessness, your doubts, your distractions. The real victory is not outside. It is when you become so focused, so inwardly anchored, that even noise becomes silence before touching you. Most people are not defeated by others, they are defeated by their own wandering attention. So stop, come back, close your eyes if you must, and breathe into your being. You do not need approval, you do not need applause, you only need alignment, and understand this consistency is not boring, it is divine. To keep showing up for yourself when no one else claps for you, that is sacred. In that silence, you are not alone, you are being shaped, sharpened, strengthened. The world around you is like a mirror, it reflects back what you carry within. If there is chaos inside you, the world will seem chaotic. If there is peace within, suddenly everything appears serene. But the problem is, most people have begun to mistake this reflection for direction. They think the world should guide their steps, shape their decisions, define their worth. This is a fundamental mistake. What others are doing, saying, or achieving, this has nothing to do with your path. Just because the crowd is moving in one direction does not mean that is where you are meant to go. If 1,000 people walk off a cliff, it does not become wisdom. Yet that is how most live, blindly following noise, never pausing to ask, what is true for me? What is real for me? Your direction must come from within, from a place untouched by opinion, free from comparison. The moment you start looking outward for approval, you become a slave to 1,000 judgments. But when you turn inward, you find something far more precious: clarity, silence, strength. So understand this: the world will reflect your state of being, but it can never replace your inner compass. That compass does not shout, it whispers, and you can only hear it when your mind is still and your attention is your own. If you truly want to win, stop asking the mirror where to go. Close your eyes, feel your own presence, and let that become your path. Before any meaningful victory in the world can happen, there must be clarity within you. Without clarity, even success feels empty, even achievement becomes noise. Look at people around you. Many are running, chasing, struggling. But if you ask them, why are you doing all this? Most cannot give you a clear answer. They do things because others are doing them. They follow dreams they never questioned, and in this crowd, clarity is lost. But clarity is not something you find outside. It is not in books, not in opinions, not even in experiences unless they are deeply observed. Clarity arises when you sit with yourself without distraction, when you strip away the noise and simply look not with the mind but with full awareness. It is not about overthinking, it is about seeing. Clarity means knowing what truly matters to you, not what impresses others, not what earns approval, but what aligns with your inner nature. And once there is clarity, action becomes powerful. You stop wasting energy on things that do not serve you. You stop seeking permission to be yourself. There is no confusion, no hesitation, only focused movement. Without inner clarity, even the best opportunities turn to dust in your hands, but with it, even obstacles become stepping stones. So don't chase the world hoping it will give you direction. Still your being, sit quietly, let the fog settle. Because when the inner eye opens, the path reveals itself, not out there, but right here where you are. Distraction is not something outside of you. It is a weakness within that allows the outside to control you. In every moment, there are 1,000 things calling for your attention: people's opinions, trends, comparisons, fears, temptations. but none of them have real power unless you give them yours. The mind that is not trained becomes a playground for every passing thought, every whisper of the world, every flicker on a screen. You must understand, attention is not casual, it is sacred. Where your attention goes, your life flows. When you constantly focus on what others are doing, what they have achieved, or what they think of you, your energy becomes scattered, and scattered energy cannot create anything meaningful. A distracted mind is like a lamp with no direction. There may be light, but it illuminates nothing. But a focused mind becomes a laser. It cuts through illusion, breaks limitations, and creates transformation. The greatest battles are not fought in the world. They are fought in the silence of your own mind. And distraction is the enemy that wears many masks. It appears as entertainment, as comparison, as worry, even as productivity, but its goal is the same: to pull you away from yourself. The more you invest in others' journeys, the more you disconnect from your own. You must learn to reclaim your attention like a warrior taking back his sword. Not everything deserves your focus. Not every voice deserves your response. Turn inward. Guard your mental space like sacred ground. If something does not nourish your growth, let it go, because in the end your power lies not in doing more, but in doing what truly matters, with unwavering presence. You are not just the seed of your potential, you are also the soil in which that seed must grow. People often wait for the right time, the right people, the right environment, believing that their growth depends on the world arranging itself in their favor. But the truth is, nothing outside can substitute for the nourishment you must provide from within. No sunlight is enough if the soil is dry. No rain will help if the roots are not willing to receive. Growth does not happen by chance. It happens by conscious nurturing. You must learn to sit with yourself, observe your thoughts, your patterns, your fears, without judgment. Because only when you see yourself clearly can you begin to transform. Most people are constantly engaged in trying to fix the world, fix others, change situations. But rarely do they look at the one place that truly matters, their own inner landscape. If you do not water your own being with attention, with silence, with awareness, no external achievement will make you feel whole. And if you do, even the smallest step forward becomes a breakthrough. You do not have to shout. You do not have to be seen. A seed grows silently underground before it ever touches the light. That silence is not a weakness. It is preparation. So stop seeking fertilizer from others' opinions. Stop expecting someone else to bring the rain. You are both the gardener and the garden. The moment you realize this, life stops being a struggle and starts becoming a sacred unfolding. Your roots will deepen. Your growth will become effortless, and eventually, without trying to impress anyone, you will bloom, because it is your nature, not your performance, that brings true victory. Consistency is often mistaken for monotony, but it is the very rhythm through which greatness is shaped. People are always looking for intensity, quick results, overnight success, dramatic changes. But life does not unfold through bursts of excitement. It yields to those who are steady, grounded, and persistent. The river does not cut through rock because it is powerful. It does so because it flows every day without stopping. To stay with something, especially yourself, through silence, through discomfort, through doubt, requires strength. It is easy to be enthusiastic for a day or two. It is even easy to be inspired for a week. But to keep showing up when nothing seems to move, when the world does not acknowledge your effort, that is where transformation happens. That is where you are carved into something unshakable. You do not become powerful by doing something once. You become powerful by doing it until it becomes your nature. Repeating something mindlessly is not the goal. Repeating it with awareness, with presence, with refinement each time, that is the path. And every time you choose to stay with it, even when it feels dull, even when no one is watching, you are aligning yourself with something higher than approval. You are aligning with purpose. The sacred is often hidden in the simple. The magic is buried in the mundane. Do not abandon the path because it seems slow. Slowness is not a sign of failure. It is the sign that something real is taking root. Stay with yourself, stay with the process, let each step become a prayer, each moment a commitment, because in the end it is not brilliance that wins, it is devotion, quiet, patient, unwavering devotion to becoming who you truly are. Victory is not a trophy. It is not applause, not a title, not a position. These are just symbols, shadows that fade with time. Real victory is an inner alignment, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions move in one direction, effortlessly, like a river flowing to the ocean. It is not about what you have accumulated outside, but about how still and powerful you have become inside. Most people chase success as if it is something outside of them, as if life owes them something for their effort. But true success does not come from struggle, it comes from alignment. When you are no longer torn between doubt and desire, between fear and longing, you become clear. And when there is clarity, action becomes effortless. You are not fighting the world, you are flowing with it. This alignment is not achieved through ambition. It is achieved through awareness. You begin to observe your inner mechanics. You see where you are resisting, where you are pretending, where you are performing. And slowly, layer by layer, you drop all that is not true. You stop chasing an image and start embodying your essence. That is victory, not becoming someone else, but returning to yourself. And once this happens, life opens up in a different way. Challenges may still come, but they no longer shake you. You do not seek escape, because you are no longer at war with yourself. Whether you are seen or unseen, praised or ignored, you remain centered. The world may not even notice your victory, but it is not the world's to define. You win the moment you stop being scattered and become whole. You win the moment you stop reacting and start responding. You win when your presence becomes deeper than your words. This victory does not arrive with noise. It arrives in silence. It arrives when you no longer need to win to feel complete. So now, understand this. Life does not demand you to conquer the world. It simply asks you to return to yourself. The world will keep shouting, keep tempting, keep distracting, but none of it can shake the one who is rooted within. Focus on you, not out of selfishness, but out of wisdom, because when you are aligned, when you are centered, you naturally become a light to others without even trying. This journey is not about becoming something more. It is about peeling away all that you are not. Focus on you until the noise fades. Focus on you until the doubt dissolves. Focus on you until there is nothing left to prove. And then, in that stillness, you will realize you have already won.